Hi, Shay. Obviously not the result that you wanted. Do you think it was a change in conditions and you guys haven't been here before, that maybe the batters just struggled to adapt to the extra bounce maybe or something like that?
There's so many factors that you can come and discuss. Uh, Execution, I think it always boils down to execution. But you're right. Sometimes when you don't adapt and assess as quickly as you would like, then you find yourself playing catch up. In this situation, I felt this was a very good surface. Actually, kind of reminded me of a South African service. The way some of the services that we played on in the last series that we played against them. I felt as though maybe 40, 50, even 60 runs short the way how the pitch was playing. But again, as you said, maybe didn't assess as well as we could have, and then obviously with the wickets in the power play would always push us back.
Just on the South African attack, I mean, we see they've got a range of skills, pace on, pace off. How good are they?
No, they're a very good team. You can see they've been doing it for how many years now, all of them, and it's nice as a captain from Aiden's perspective to be able to call on so many factors that you have there, especially when you got a guy like Lungi bowling those slow balls. They play with him in SA, and I can see how deadly they were. But yeah, they're a very good team, and I can say the same for our batters, but they got the better of us today.
Shai, you've lost one game in six. Do you think it's fair that your road ahead in the tournament should look quite as difficult as it does, seeing that you've been successful?
I wouldn't say it's a difficult road. I think this is how it's supposed to be. Because when you come into crunch time of a tournament, every opposition or every game you play now is supposed to be a challenge in some way. And this is the reason why it's the Super 8s. And then if you get to the semis and the finals, is the reason why. Because it's the better teams or the best teams in the latter half of the stages of the tournament. So again, I wouldn't say that it's anything to jump out the board. But yeah, we got to make sure we're playing our better cricket now. We see situation that could be faced or could face us in the next couple of days. So we got to make sure we turn things around quickly and get a good result against India.
Hi Shay. So here. So first of all, not the result that you wanted, but what was the idea behind getting Roston Chase into the 11? And secondly, next game is against India, where net run rate will play obviously a huge effect. So what is going to be the mindset going into that game as well?
Well, like I said at the toss, it was more of a tactical decision with Chase. So they've got a few destructive left-handers in their top order, and most of our bowling options were almost similar. So we're just trying to have a bit more variety from that front. It's very tough to leave out a guy who's been so good for us over many years, like Aki was saying. But I still think in a tournament like this, it's very important to make sure you're giving yourself the best chance in terms of pre-match or preparation. We just felt as though that would have been the best 11 for today. We still didn't execute as well as we wanted to, so we could always look back in hindsight and say, oh, this guy should have played, that guy should have played. But still boils down to the 11 who goes out there, whoever we choose. We still backing each and every one 100% to get the job done for the team.
Hi. So today, even though you all lost like 5 or 6 wickets early on, you all were still going for your shots, like the intent was still there. Was that a message that you like the team decided, or do you feel that you all could have maybe taken it a little slow, and then like after losing a quick wickets, then you all could have got the extra 40-50 runs in the end that you spoke about?
With the evolution of T20 cricket these days, it's tough to give a solid answer for that, especially now when there's no right or wrong way to go about it. Because there's some cases where, let's say, Sheppy and Jason went even harder to start. Who knows, we could have got 230, 240. And then the other way around, we could have tried to hold the innings together a little bit longer, and then maybe they got out as soon as they started to try to up the ante. So there's no set way, or there's no one particular way I think they need to go about it. It's just how best we can execute on a given day in whichever situation we're faced with. The ideal situation would be for the openers to get off to a great start, bat all the way through the innings, and have as much wickets in hand to go as hard as you want. But every game doesn't go that way. We saw today was one of those games. It's just unfortunate we didn't get as many runs as we wanted to. But having said that, I still feel as though every one in our batting order can get the job done, whichever situation we face with. So like I said, we can sit here and have discussions along everything because I could have brought Moti and I could have brought Brandon Kinging and gotten a wicket. So it's just how cricket plays on certain days. Uh, the seamers from the South African side, they were getting a bit of shape early up. We're getting some movement, and you can see what happened in our power play. And similarly, I was more so to try to play the matchups, but in this situation, every time the over finished, Quinny wasn't really on strike. I was looking to get Roston in early at that Quinny, but it just didn't work out. And Matthew was getting some shape as well just to start. He was caused a bit of problems, but again, it's just how it goes sometimes. Every day is not going to be the day we want it to be, and things won't always go the way we want it to go.
You lost 4 wickets in power play, and still there was no one to kind of hold the innings at one end at least. All of them seem to be playing more percentage shots than, play short shots. Why is that? You've been playing like that, and you're like Hetman has been hitting sixes and like that. But here he got dropped, and again he tried that shot and he got out. So why there was no plan B to kind of change it to play a little bit holding game rather than going for your shots which you're trying?
So you want me to tell you that you wanted to see the guys knocking the ball around a little bit more, and that's what you want me to say? Like I said before, it's just how cricket plays sometimes, because there's no right or wrong way when it comes to batting. Because you can go for a big shot, there's some level of risk or some element of risk whenever you're batting. So if you want to challenge their team, their opposition, then you got to find, especially on a service like that, which was so good, you still have to measure the risk in some way. And like I said, if we just bat deep and only get 160, 150 on the surface like that, it's always going to be tough work. We're going to be asking our bowlers way too much. So I wouldn't say that we should have changed the way we went about it. Maybe a few decisions could be questioned. But in terms of shot selection, we're saying, but we got ourselves up to 170 plus from the position we were in. So I think you must give the guys credit for that effort. And something that I always tend to do, you have to look at the positive out of whatever situation you're faced with. Yes, we always we like to focus on everything that went wrong or the negatives, but from that situation, I could feel some level of confidence from a team perspective, knowing that, okay, we were 80 for 6 or 7 or something like that, and we got to 177. So it must give you some level of confidence. But like I said, there's no right or wrong way. There's no one set way to go about batting. There's no one particular method that you can get to the score you're looking for. But I just felt this is a good surface and probably just needed a few more today.